Congratulations to Gary Antuanne Russell. A lot of people was overlooking him going into that Jose Rayo Venezuela fight, and I was telling people that him losing that fight to Puello, people had like he got destroyed in that fight for some reason, and it was a close fight. Puello ended up pulling it out, but he was just more prepared for that moment. But a lot of people had like he was just like Gary Antoine Russell really got walked down and just dominated, and they really didn't give him much of a chance in that Rayo fight. I seen a lot of people that was going with Gary Antoine Russell though, a lot more people than I thought. But as far as like the majority, the outlook on the fight, people was really looking at that fight like a lot of people was looking at that fight like, man, what is really going on as far as the style matchup. And Gary Antoine Russell, he went out there and showed that he was capable of going handling the things that Mario could do. But he also showed that he's a lot better than what people realize, man. He's a highly skilled boxer who can adapt. I felt like he was jabbing a lot better. His defense was a lot better in this fight. Ring generalship wasn't rushing. Looked a lot more comfortable in this fight. And gave Rayo a lot of issues. Facing two southpaws in a row, that definitely helps you. But um, yeah, Gary Antoine Russell definitely needs to be a little more active as well too. Those guys at PBC fighting once a year is definitely not a recipe for success. It's definitely not. I don't like those kind of things going on. Guys fighting once a year right now, and it's happening a lot. It's definitely happening a lot right now. But I definitely like what Gary Antoine Russell was doing though. He went in there and shut Rayo down. Rayo wasn't capable of doing anything the other night. He looked he looked average at 140, like against a real deal 140. And I was actually worried about that. I know Gary Antoine Russell does that to a lot of people at 140, so I don't want to make that seem like Rayo's just not ready. Uh, Gary, Gary Antoine Russell definitely overwhelms a lot of guys, but man, I didn't like what I was seeing from Rayo, man. I really didn't. He couldn't do anything. Like at a certain point, he wasn't even letting the power shots go freely. He wasn't really confident in anything the other night. He did a good job though, lasting 12 rounds, cause at a certain point I did think he might get stopped, but he was able to hang in there. And Gary Antoine Russell, man, put on a very good performance. He showed that he's a top guy at 140, and I have him as a dark horse this year. I put out a list of 140s not to overlook. And his name, Matias, and Dalton Smith was the guys I had as the dark horses of 140. And we're already what, in March 1st, and he's already a champion. So yeah, that's something people gotta definitely take into account. But I thought he came out and had a great performance though, very great.